all beamy work in HR. Everyone smiles when they see me. Nobody actually trusts me. Fair, honestly. Company makes B2B software for logistics and retail. We say we streamline global operations. Really? We sell pretty dashboards to exhausted middle managers who live on caffeine. My whole public persona is intersectional feminist. LinkedIn bio reads like a DEI starter pack. Building inclusive workplaces for women and marginalized genders. Panel discussions, podcasts, internal lunch, and learns. The entire ecosystem. Started here at 25 as a junior recruiter. Sat through years of male executives interrupting me mid-sentence. Heard culture fit used as code to pass on women over and over. Promised myself I'd never do that once I had leverage. Time passes, company scales, series. B, money comes in, new investors, new pressure. Founder promotes me to head of people and culture. Glass-walled corner office with plants. Feels like a tiny kingdom. Unwritten rule forms in my head. Two equal candidates. Woman wins. One woman, one man. She's even slightly weaker on paper. She still wins, historically underrepresented. This is correcting imbalance. All the language from DEI workshops lives rent-free in my brain. Recruiting pipeline becomes my war zone. Resumes roll in. Male names get skimmed fast. Woman hits 60% of requirements. High potential. Man hits 90%. Maybe too rigid, too corporate. Calendar says Monday, final interview, sales director role. This one matters. We've been bleeding deals for months. Need someone ruthless enough to close enterprise contracts. Already interviewed 4 women. One internal option too. None are perfect, but people can grow. CEO Mark is quietly panicking. Burn rate creeping up. Investors asking why revenue curve's still flat. He says we need someone uncomfortably senior. I hear another pushy guy. Smile politely and say, we should prioritize leadership potential in women. Assistant messages me. Your 11 a.m. is here. Open the resume again. Name, Eric Holloway, 41. Ugh. Background, enterprise SaaS sales, logistics focus. 14 years experience. Ran a regional team, pulling 18 million ARR last year. Numbers are annoyingly strong. Already irritated he exists. Walk to the conference room, see him through the glass. Tall, navy suit, understated, no flashy watch, no loud ego signals, just a laptop bag and a notebook. We shake hands, firm grip, not trying to dominate, polished negotiator energy. Start the script. Tell me about yourself. Why us? He talks, not awful, says he's been in logistics tech forever, saw our product at a trade show, thinks we're underpriced and badly positioned, casually drops 3 ideas to reframe our offering. My internal commentary spins up. Of course he sees opportunity here, probably wants to parachute in and rebuild sales as a boys' club, move to behavioral questions. He doesn't brag about destroying quotas, talks about systems, predictable pipeline, mentions coaching quieter reps instead of rewarding only the loud ones, notes he's promoted women into senior AE roles, still feels like a red flag somehow, too smooth, metrics too clean, male confidence disguised as competence. Ask about conflict with leadership. He says his last company pushed heavy discounting and feature promises they couldn't keep. He pushed back, said long-term trust mattered more, got sidelined, eventually left. My brain translates, doesn't like authority, great, wrap up. He thanks me, doesn't hard sell himself. Says, even if it's not a fit, he respects the product, leaves calmly. I sit there staring at my notes. Logical brain says he's clearly the strongest candidate. Ideological brain screams that hiring a man into sales leadership kills everything I've built symbolically. Walk back to my office, open the candidate tracker, top internal option. Woman named Lena, 30, joined as an SDR, now mid-level AE, sharp, driven, never managed people, never owned enterprise accounts, never presented to a board, but she fits the story. Grow internal female leaders, promote from within, shatter ceilings. CEO pings me. How's that Eric guy? Can he fix the pipeline? Irritation flares. Why do men always frame things as saving something, Type back, he's capable but culture fit feels off. Very traditional leadership energy. Not entirely true, not entirely false either. It's what I felt, CEO responds. If you think Lena can grow into it, I'll take that gamble. But we need results within 2 quarters. Pause, deep breath. This is the fork in the road. Reply. If we keep waiting for ready-made male saviors, women will never get these roles. Hear him sigh through the screen. He says, numbers don't care about politics. Tell him it's not politics, it's principle. Long pause on the line. He finally says, he trusts me. You run people. You decide. Call ends, feel a little surge in my chest. Power, validation. Like I'm personally nudging history in the right direction. Email the recruiter. We're not moving forward with Eric. Thank him for his time. Highlight culture, alignment concerns, tag his profile as rejected. Values mismatch. 5 minutes later, ping. Lena, ask her to come to my office. She walks in stiff, nervous smile. I offer her the sales director role. She freezes. Eyes go wide. Hands actually tremble. Asks if I really think she's ready. Tell her nobody ever is. Say we'll support her. She starts crying. Says she'll give everything. Says she won't disappoint me. Feels incredible. This is what justice feels like. Balancing out years of bias. Time jump 3 months later. Revenue reports are rough. Pipeline looks thin. Old deals sliding backward. Enterprise prospects vanish after legal or budget review. Lena is trying hard, reads every sales book, shadows the CEO on calls, joins every meeting she can, but she's drowning. Team feels it. Sales floor, energy shifts. From confident chaos to quiet panic, with forced smiles. Board meetings turn icy. Slides show flat ARR, customer acquisition costs climbing, churn creeping in from legacy accounts. CEO's jaw clenches more every week. Slack ping from him. Can we talk about sales leadership? Walk into his office. Brace myself. He suggests maybe adding someone more senior above Lena. A VP layer. Subtext, screaming. Someone like Eric, I snap. So the second a woman struggles, we airlift a man in to fix it. That's the story now. He rubs his temples, says it's about runway, not gender. Tell him it's always about gender. Silence, meeting ends unresolved. Time jump again. 6 months after hiring Lena, market rumors start. A new competitor popping up. Small firms stealing deals. Big retailers choosing them over us. Scroll LinkedIn one night. See a post. Excited to announce I've joined Pathway Flow Systems as CRO. Photo. Eric, my stomach drops. Scroll comments. Pathway Flow. Name rings a bell. They've been quietly building optimization tools, now pivoting straight into our lane. With him leading revenue, our sales slack explodes. Isn't that the guy we interviewed? LOL, imagine if we hired him. Ignore it. Tell myself, we don't know if he's actually good. Maybe he flames out. He doesn't. Next quarter. Pipeline review looks wrong. 3 massive enterprise prospects. Deals we chased for a year. All gone. All chose another vendor. Ask account managers why. They say clients liked us. But Pathway had a clearer rollout plan. Felt more prepared. Ask for details. Someone forwards me an RFP response from them, leaked unofficially. Open it, it's brutal. Every weakness we hand-waved is addressed. Every pain point mapped. Timelines, owners, metrics, summary. Slide names Eric as lead. Notes his decade plus in logistics. SAS says he's seen this exact rollout before. Want to throw my laptop. Board meeting. Investor with icy eyes and perfect hair speaks. We lost 3 deals worth about 3 million ARR. All to a competitor led by someone you interviewed and rejected for culture fit. Doesn't say my name. Doesn't have to. CEO looks at me, apologetic and accusatory. Say we made a values-based call. Investor raises an eyebrow. Asks if those values include staying solvent. Leaves shaking. Furious at him. Furious at CEO. Furious at Eric. Furious at myself. Can't admit that last one yet. Coffee with my closest work friend, Anna from Product. It's event nonstop. Say he's just another guy writing. The system. If he was so great, why did his last company push him out? Anna stirs her drink, doesn't look convinced, says maybe they were idiots, our loss, that hits wrong, ask if she thinks we should have hired him instead of Lena. She hesitates, says quietly, maybe we should have hired whoever was best. Feels stabbed, change the subject. LinkedIn keeps mocking me. Pathway announcing partnerships, photos at client HQs, quotes from supply chain execs. They just understood our reality. Guess who's tagged every time? Eric, our Slack turns into a panic room, sales whining about lost deals, customer success, warning upsells are dying, finance messaging me about headcount optimization, month 10 after Lena's promotion, CEO pulls me into a meeting with investors. Room feels heavier than usual. Same investor, flat voice. We need to cut burn. That means reducing headcount. Asks me to work with the CEO on a restructure. My stomach drops. You want me to fire people? He nods. You run people. Metallic taste in my mouth. The irony is almost funny. Next 2 weeks disappear into spreadsheets. Names turn into rows. Humans become FTEs and salaries. An Excel sheet of quiet horror. Notice something uncomfortable. Most expensive teams, sales, underperforming, people and culture, me, my DEI programs, my workshops. CEO tries to shield me at first, says we need culture leadership. Investors push back, can't justify a full-time head of people right now. While I'm drafting layoff scripts, I feel my own floor start to crack. 2 a.m. one night, still in the office, scrolling old hiring files. See Eric's resume, rejected culture fit issues, shame hits like a wave, reread my interview notes, excellent experience, structured thinker, might be too top down for our collaborative environment. See CEO's note underneath. If Elena's unsure, I trust her call. That line hurts the most. Layoff day arrives, small room, repeat practice sentences about market conditions. Some cry, some stare through me, some shrug and say they expected it. After the last person leaves, CEO asks me to stay behind. He looks wrecked, like he aged years and months. Says the board wants a leaner org going forward. I already know. He keeps talking anyway. They think HR can be outsourced. Keep recruiting external culture roles under his scope. There it is. My own script turned on me. Sit there, hands numb, ask if this is his decision or theirs. He looks down, asks if it matters. Shortest answer, also the truest, get severance, lawyer reviews it, it's fair. Even my exit is compliant. Time jump. 6 months later, job market is brutal for senior HR. LinkedIn flooded with posts. Due to macro conditions, we let go of our people team. Attend virtual HR summits. Everyone talking about doing more with less. HR proving ROI. Translation. Why do you exist? Bank balance shrinking. Start applying to roles I dismissed before. Interviews. No offers. Then a recruiter messages me, head of people role at Pathway Flow Systems. Interested? Stare at screen. That's them. Eric's company. The one that gutted us. First instinct. Absolutely not. Second instinct. Rent still exists. Ask if they know I worked at their competitor. She says yes. They see it as a plus. Industry context. Agree to an intro call. Tell myself I'm detached. Totally professional. Zoom with their COO. Different energy. Calm. Methodical. Says they're scaling fast. Admits they've been scrappy with people. Opus. Need someone to build real processes. Says they want sustainable culture, not growth at any cost. Sounds like my old slide decks. Next stage. Meet leadership team, including CRO. Walk into their office conference room, see him at the table. He recognizes me instantly, stands up, smiles, not smug, just human. We shake hands again, feels like a time loop, glitch. He says it's good to see me again, under different circumstances. Want the floor to swallow me, panel interview, questions about HR strategy, fair processes, balancing performance and well-being, my usual talking points. Except now they feel hollow. Last strategy drove a company into a wall. Then Eric asks his question. Quiet, precise. How do you make sure your personal beliefs don't blind you to the best talent? Regardless of gender. Room goes silent. All eyes on me. Feels like the universe unmuted my conscience, could lie, could give a clean answer about frameworks and guardrails. Brain reaches for the old script, mouth refuses to cooperate. Instead, I hear myself say it, in my last job. My beliefs blinded me, heart thumping in my ears. Words don't stop. I rejected someone who was obviously the strongest candidate because I didn't want another man in leadership. I promoted a woman with less experience instead. We lost deals, we lost ground. Eventually, we had layoffs, including me. Everyone knows exactly who I mean. Don't need to say his name. Confession just hangs there. Daniel's face is neutral. I keep going. I told myself I was fixing systemic bias, but really I stacked new bias on top of old ones and called it justice to sleep at night. Nobody interrupts, so I answer his question. I say I'd build systems that force evidence, structured scoring, clear criteria, mixed panels, and I'd want someone empowered to check me when I drift from data into ideology. COO nods slowly. Another exec writes something down. Daniel studies me for a second, then looks back at his notes. Interview ends. They say they'll follow up. Leave the building feeling like I just did unpaid therapy. Spend a week refreshing my inbox. Pulse jumps every time their name appears. Finally, an email. Subject line. Decision. Open it with shaky hands. Thank you for your time and honesty. After careful consideration, we're moving forward with another candidate. Stare at the screen. Another candidate, gut sinks. Then notice more text. Not an easy decision. Your expertise is clear. But at our stage, we need someone who's built HR from scratch in very small orgs. Your background is later stage. Hope our paths cross again. Brain asks if this is karma, or fairness, or both. Then see a second email from Daniel. Subject, off the record. Open it. He says he asked to send this separately. Says he pushed for me seriously. Says I'm good at my job. Says the decision wasn't about the past. It was about fit right now. Then he says something else, that when I rejected him before, it hurt. Not entitlement, but because what he brought mattered less than what he couldn't change. He thought maybe I'd learn eventually. Didn't expect that lesson to cost both of us, says in the interview. I did something new. I took responsibility. Says most people never do. Says he hopes I land somewhere that values that. Ends with no hard feelings. Read it 3 times. Feels something messy. Not shame, not relief. Both tangled. Part of me wants to snap back. Easy to be generous when you won. Realize that's projection. Type a short reply. Thank you for writing. You were right about more than I admitted. Hope your company treats people as individuals better than I did. Hover over send. Delete the last line. Rewrite it shorter. Hope your company treats people as individuals. Send. Time jump. Another 6 months. Finally get a job. Tiny B2B startup. 10 people total. Bootstrapped. Founder is a quiet woman in her 40s. Former developer. Office is one room, smells like instant noodles. My title is People in Ops. Pay is way lower. No perks, no panels, no LinkedIn clout. But something feels different. First engineering hire, guy in his mid-30s, strong resume, great references, old reflex whispers, maybe wait for a woman, new voice interrupts. Is he the best person right now? Ask the founder how she feels about a male first dev hire. She shrugs. If he can ship. I don't care. We'll balance later. So we hire him. He's solid, respectful, helps juniors, mentors an intern, who happens to be a woman. No speeches, just work. Over a year. The team grows, 25 people. Women lead some teams, men lead others, sometimes the opposite. Nobody needs a narrative. It just works. For once, I stopped keeping a mental scoreboard. No more tallying points in my head. Instead, I build systems that don't see gender, scorecards, panel interviews, structured feedback, salary bands, everything visible, everything boring. Sometimes candidates ask about our stance on diversity. Old me would launch into a TED Talk. New me says, we'll treat you fairly as an individual if we mess up. Call us on it and we'll fix it. Short answer, less impressive, way scarier, way more honest. One night, scrolling LinkedIn, see a post from Pathway Flow, Proud to announce our new head of people. Photo of a woman I don't recognize. Caption says she helped build fair and transparent processes. Smirk a little, glad they hired a woman. Also, glad it wasn't me. For the first time, that doesn't feel like losing. Scroll more. Someone shared an old logistics SaaS case study. 3 companies compared, pathway flow. My old company, some third one, my old logo is grayed out. Footnote says, acquired last year in a distress sale, tech absorbed, brand killed, staff mostly laid off or scattered, chest tightens, read the details, acquirer stripped the product, shut everything down, legacy gone, lean back in my chair, stare at the ceiling. For years, I told myself I was in a war, us versus them, women versus patriarchy, good versus evil, nice clean lines. Reality wasn't clean at all. Sometimes the guy you turn into a symbol is just a person paying a mortgage and raising a kid. Sometimes the woman you want to elevate isn't ready for the weight you drop on her and gets crushed instead of empowered. Do I still believe patriarchy exists? Yeah. Do I think systemic bias vanished because I messed up? No. Difference now. I don't use those truths to excuse unfairness. At one day, my junior HR assistant, young woman, asks if we should set leadership quotas just in case. Old me would have said absolutely. Instead, I tell her a story about a company so focused on being righteous, it forgot to compete, about a head of people who thought ideology was armor, about a man she rejected, who out-executed them without cutting corners. She listens wide-eyed, asks what we do instead. Answer surprises even me. We build systems where nobody wins or loses for what they are, only for what they actually do. She nods slowly, says that sounds harder. Yeah, it is. Later that night, on the train home, phone buzzes. Unknown number, short message. Heard. You landed somewhere new. Good. Industry needs people who learn the hard way. Signed D. Stare at it. Type. Still learning. Delete. Type. Thanks. Hope your culture is as fair as your sales decks. Delete again. Finally send. We're trying to do it right this time. No reply. And for once, that's fine. I'm not chasing validation. Not from panels, not from investors, not from men I rejected, not from women I promoted, just from knowing that in every hiring loop, every promotion, every conflict, I'm looking at a person, not a category, not a symbol, not a battlefield. And if I screw it up again, because I probably will, I hope someone's brave enough to say it, look me in the eye, tell me my beliefs are warping the facts. And I hope this time I listen, be me, 33, woman, head of people in a tiny office that smells like instant noodles, not fighting half the planet anymore, just trying, case by messy case, to not become the thing I thought I was fighting.